A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ. A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Once again, this is a Christian brother, Eric Braxton, speaking to you all from his beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago, the land of my nativity, the land of my birth, Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful island country that is in the blue Caribbean Sea, in the month of September 2019. Brothers and sisters, I have been watching on YouTube and listening to all the saga that is taking place up in England concerning the late Jimmy Savile, that public icon, that serial pedophile that they say he abused a lot of young girls, minors, and ageable people who will give into his sexual urge, and those who he forced to have sex in Broadmoor, the hospital that he was given charge of how he abused the prisoners, both male and female, and have sex with dead corpse. And that they said that he also indulged in human sacrifice, and that he was a witch. He practiced witchcraft and all these things. So much thing they say about um, Jimmy Savile. He had access to Buckingham Palace, a free pass to go in because he dined with kings and princes and prime ministers and with those in the higher echelons of society, in British society. Uh, and he was well known because of his charity, because of the $1 million that he gave in charity in all the public in his public engagement, help raising funds for charity, etc. and etc. But after he have died, all these allegations of sexual abuse against women have come out, and the years that he had worked at BBC, they're talking about all his crimes. But I am saying, brothers and sisters, even all what they say about Jimmy Savile is true. When Jimmy Savile and all the talk that I, Eric Braxton, this little Christian boy, is listening what you all are speaking about Jimmy Savile in England, I am not saying that you all are lying on the guy, but then let us say all what you all are saying is true about him. And you all had that knowledge what he was doing, the crimes, the illegal activity that he was engaging in. Why didn't you all want those in authority, from Buckingham Palace, from the Prime Minister, and especially from Scotland Yard and MI5? Why didn't you all take three MI5 officers and three detective police officers from Scotland Yard and form a special squad made up of three MI5 agents and three Scotland Yard detectives to investigate Jimmy Savile secretly, unknown to him, so that while he was at Broadmoor, you have a Scotland Yard detective and a MI5 agent working undercover, filming him, recording him at his home, and following him and getting civilian reconnaissance activities on him to get information and to gather a pool of information. So when the right time comes, you will have enough physical evidence to arrest him for the crime that he have done. What all you were saying is true. And all these women, when all these women was sexually abused by Jimmy Savile, why the way years after when he dead now coming out with this information? Even self what the woman and them are saying is true, what he did was wrong. But when the crime was committed, they should have got each of them to the police station and record that. Not wait after 10 years, 50 years after he died, then bring it out. When he have done that crime when he was a teenager, and you all have wait all these years when he have died to come out. The minute he commit the crime, you all highlight one time. Go to the journalist, go to the doctor, let he do a medical examination, etc. So they will get the facts one time. But the woman and them was not doing that. I'm not saying when he was alive, few women didn't come out and highlight, well, he has sexually abused me and all these things. Or he touched my breast or touched my private part, or he actually he supposed to have sex against my will. But the majority of the women coming out that years after, when he have died, to highlight that. And you all women are wrong. What you all are doing is wrong. If he have done that to you all should have come out at earlier o'clock. But the damage already done and he have died. All now what they could do is just record, do investigation to see well all what he have done if it's true and what you all are saying is true. All of us have to compile that and put it in a form of history so that other pedophiles will not follow suit and people will be aware now what Stevie Savile have done and that the money that he have gathered in his private saving account, maybe the government will be able to seize his asset and maybe compensate all these women who were sexually abused by him. Something maybe be done by them. But I'm simple saying, I, Eric Braxton, a little security guard in Trinidad and Tobago, I on my own, if I was in England and here he was doing that, I alone will be able to follow him, to do civilian work, spying and work on him, able to record, able to film him secretly and pile information on him. If I alone, Eric Braxton, as a security guard could do that, and I'm not even a police officer, you mean MI5 and Scotland Yard, who was trained, they should be able to do that. But no one in authority get the FB, the three detective from Scotland Yard, neither. The three MI5 agents to make up a special team to work on the man and to get information and the facts so that in a 2 years period they could nab him, they could arrest him and show the evidence in court that he have done all these things and bring forth the victims who he have sexually abused and plus witness who see that he have took the girl at Broadmoor night and had sex with her, or he have put her back in the car, carry her back home, because you all are recording that and monitoring him. But was that done? No. Now you all have a lot of footage to show to the world all these things. But that was not done, and I'm discussing with that you all. I'm discussing that, and you know, with all the talk that I'm watching and all the videos on Broadmoor, all the videos about Jimmy Savile, and all the people I've listened to, not one person haven't discussed that idea in Britain, who I have discussed with you all. Yes, I'm not boasting, but I'm the only person, Eric Braxton in Trinidad and Tobago, is talking to you all concerning that. All the people that I've listened in Britain who are coming out and facing the journalists and giving information, none of them haven't said that the commissioner of police should have form a special squad of 3 detectives and 3 MI5 agents, a team of 6 or a team of 5 or a team of 8. I haven't heard nobody in the whole of Britain discuss that. All the videos, all the information. I'm the only one who's talking about it and highlighting it. A little Trinidadian boy way down in Trinidad is discussing with you all. Now you all who have seen this video will see this video on the internet and the World Wide Web. You all will think back and say, you know what this little Christian boy Eric Braxton is saying is true. But the time already passed. Jimmy Savile have died. He have gone. When it should have been done years ago when he was alive. Now when Jimmy Savile was alive, I didn't know about the man. It's only when he have died, one day I was going through the internet and I see Jimmy Savile's come up, and then I get to know about Jimmy Savile. But if I, Eric Braxton, didn't know about Jimmy Savile about 30 years ago, that the kind of person he was, I did a record video. Well, at that time I didn't have the internet, but I'd have tried to do something.
The internet came out in 2006.
Right? Or let us say 10 years ago, if I didn't know that before he died, and it had the internet, and I make record video or try to get contact with Scotland Yard through the British Embassy in my country, or make videos and record it and give forth all the recommendation what to do. And I pray that somebody that follow through that the recommendation I record, because I suggest to you all that you all form a special squad of 3 Scotland Yard detective and MI5 agent doing undercover work, gathering information on Jimmy Savile, and that's what should be done. And I sure, because nobody, I haven't heard no one talk about that, and therefore Eric Braxton is mentioning it. So this is my idea that I'm sharing with you all, the people of Britain. I am not recording this video to be famous, or to show that I'm more brighter than everybody and I've come up with this idea. No one hasn't come up with these ideas. I'm not saying that no one in England from the common man might be thinking that, but I haven't seen no one come out to discuss about it. Right? It's in that context. But I sure maybe that people in England maybe talk about that. You understand? But I never heard no one talk about it, like from the newspapers and in videos, and then from the BBC aspect and the videos I've watching that I've come across so far on the internet. So I was happy if I could record this video and highlight that. I just pray and I hope that people in England who are pedophiles and serial pedophilia, and who are also following in the footsteps of Jimmy Savile, I pray and I hope that you all will, people of England, or the director of the those who are in charge of Scotland Yard right now in this September month 2019, and that Queen Elizabeth and the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, those are the Conservative Party and the Labour Party, or any person that is in high authority in England, have seen this video, see this video on the internet and the World Wide Web, will follow my instruction and implement this recommendation, that they will take 3 Scotland Yard detective and 3 MI5 agent in the Secret Service, British Secret Service, and form a squad, a task force, to investigate all these top pedophiles in England right now. And not to the show to do it only in England, they should do it in Australia and New Zealand also, and Canada also. Yes, my dear brothers and sisters of England, because you all are Ephraim, you all are, in case that's a next topic by itself, right? Any case, so I just pray and I hope that somebody will in England will see this video, and they will say, no, what is little Christian boy Eric Braxton? He's not talking foolishness after all. He's not talking nonsensical foolishness after all. You know, what he's saying makes sense. And we are not even seeing this coming from the politician. And what he's saying makes sense. We should really implement this. And, so that we will investigate those who want to follow in the footsteps of Jimmy Savile and think they could get away with the crimes that he have get away with. I pray and I hope it will be done. So this is my recommendation. This is my recommendation to you all, the people of England. And this needs to be implemented in all countries, who have a high level of pedophiles. You understand? Well, brothers and sisters, I will end it at this note. I was happy for I to join you all in this video and to share these ideas with you all. I pray and I hope that someone in authority will look at it, take a serious look what I have there said, and implement it in their own different countries. So shalom, peace. Bye bye, my friends. See you all in the next country soon, in the next video soon. Bye bye, my friends.